Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, the Head. Welcome back to the Baseball Head 2, and hope you like this video, and hit that subscribe button. So, as you know, I like to report a lot on the media, and really sometimes their lack of professionalism, they think their professionalism does not extend to the fans, okay? And this is kind of what happened on X the other day. I've been a couple of days late, been so behind. So much stuff is going on with WFAN and the Mets that I can't get everything all at once. And I do work, and we got that Christmas coming up against us, or against me, when it comes to bringing content out to you on the Baseball too. But I've said this many times that the media is not our friends; they are the enemy of the people, and they're the enemy of the Met fans, in particular. They love to start trouble. They love to cause all kinds of havoc. And this goes back 50 years. This goes back years to where they'll cause havoc if it hurts the Mets and it hurts you. They don't care. I'll give you an example. This is an old example. Tom Seaver got traded from the Mets to the Reds in 77. People all talk about all the sort of things that happened between former owner and Donald Grant and Tom Seaver. But what is sort of forgotten and gets lost in the shuffle is that the media caused a lot of that trouble. The columnist Dick Young at the time was writing articles attacking Tom Seaver's wife, Nancy, saying that she was jealous about the contract that Nolan Ryan had gotten. That was really the last straw, and Seaver urged the Mets to trade him. So the media has a history with the Mets to attack and attack and attack. And if it hurts the team, too bad. If it hurts the fans, too bad. They don't care. They don't care. Also, I mentioned this. Let's move up to 2020. This is the same group of people that said it was great to take a knee for the national anthem. That it was great to give the middle finger to all the men that have died to build this country. No problem. Take a knee for somebody for people that are complete total criminals down the line. This is also the same group of people that gave Don Smith MVP votes because he took a knee. And and they did with nobody in the ballpark, by the way. This is how courageous, not only was the media, but the players, they all took a knee. I'll never forget that. I think a lot of people won't forget that. That they did that with nobody in the ballpark. They would never dare do that with people in the ballpark. And then leave, then go home. And the media stood up and clapped, and loved it. There's also the same group of people that told you that it was a great idea to wear a mask in public. Wear a mask outside, even though you were under 50 years old and you didn't have any kind of issues with getting sick. So I won't go any further because we've seen how they attack us individually and as a people, on and on and on. And there is a history with the Mets press corps that goes back many years, and I know it. Now, Mike Puma of the New York Post is not one of the worst ones. The worst ones, two of them are gone that don't cover the Mets anymore. The three that are pretty bad, that everyone knows about. Little Andy Martino was very snarky. He always turns off his comments when he doesn't want to deal with anything on X. The former Newsday writer, Mark Carrig, who was pretty bad on X. He's a nasty individual on X. And the all-time worst, the worst of all the media people was Adam Rubin, who worked for the Daily News and got into a big fight with Omar Minaya because Omar called him out during a press conference, revealed to the whole press corps and to the fans that he tried to get a job with the Mets, and that's why he was being critical of the Mets. And Omar called him out. And Omar, once he did that, the media was going to get him. They were going to complain about every little thing he did after that point. And they did. He made some mistakes along the way, but that he did build a team that went to the World Series in 2015. But this is kind of the history of this media against the Mets and their fans. Now, this thing happened during this whole incident that I'm talking about in this video. It happened during the Jorge Polanco press conference, where I think they did it by Zoom. This wasn't at the ballpark. be honest, it's not worth it. Polanco's not that good. Just do it on Zoom. You know, it's not like Juan Soto you do at the ballpark. But they did this on Zoom, and the media asked questions over the internet. And they, Mike Puma asked him about Pete Alonso and Edwin Diaz leaving. What did he think about it? And the fans did not take well to it. That's not the problem here. Okay, let me read you what X did a sort of summarizing of it. Mets reporter tells fans press conferences are for him, not them. Puma defended his question on Pete Alonso and Edwin Diaz's exit when it came to Jorge Polanco, telling critics these introductory press conferences belong to reporters, not fans. He doubled down, saying he's not the welcoming committee and will ask what he wants. The exchange drew backlash from raw Met fans amid the team's rebuild, though some noted reporters pursue stories for their work. Puma later reported on Polanco's shift to first base. Now, the Mets lost them before they signed Polanco, so he knew he was going to. That's why he came here, because he wasn't going to play. He was going to play first for the Mets to a certain degree. But this was the interaction between Puma and the fans. Now, this was on a post that SNY put out, because SNY, obviously, they cover the Mets. They're the Mets station, the Mets channel, the Mets YouTube situation, social media is on SNY. So people started asking questions. Why did you ask about Diaz and Alonso? Okay, which I don't have a problem with the question. That's not the problem. It's the arrogance. David asked, be better at New York Post Mets. Not every headline and question has to be drama-based. Mike Puma, you have a loose definition of drama. From Jas Ronald Chizomi. So stupid. I think the whole Mets fan base rolled its eyes as soon as you asked your question. We've had enough of your manufactured drama. Please ask questions that most fans actually care about. From Puma, and this is where the arrogance comes from. Again, these press conferences are for me, not for you. That's the problem. The media thinks it's all about them. And he's one of the nicer ones online. Jas Ronald Chisholm says, we have noticed. From Chris Ferreira, had no problem with the question, but let's get it straight. They are televised because they are for fans as well. So therefore, they are for both. From Jeff Cohen, Mike, in all due respect, the press conferences are for the press. Then why are they streamed live on social media? We get that the media gets to ask the question, but we get to hear the responses without filters. Bleeding Mets man. Same thing Puma says at the buffet. It's nasty. Peterson is king. Tough scene. Gil Lemons. Horrible answer. I hope fans realize not to fall for the clickbait. Now, he is notorious for bringing up stupid stuff like Oliver Perez and Luis Castillo from the past. He does that. San, you asked him about former players. Why would he care? Your hatred for this franchise and the petty spiteful questions are why people hate the media. San again. No, you wanted to rob the fan base because former players are gone. Now fans hate this guy. You put him in a terrible position trying to defend himself. Exactly. From Jen, oh boy, this ain't it, Puma. Yikes, loser comment on your part. On your mic, idiot. So Frio So Power. Mike Puma is a sports gossip columnist. From T-Knows05. Puma making a last-minute push for the most media-marveled reporter of 2025. And he T-Knows05 tagged James Scovino and Pencil Neck Mark, a.k.a. Giraffe Neck Mark, in the comment. Alec, isn't your job to write about things fans want to read about? Not sure how asking this question at an introductory conference that fans hear their new player they root for does this. From Mark, your job is to ask the questions the fans want to hear. Now, that's not the problem. The questions aren't the problem. Okay? It's this comment about that the press conference is for him. Okay? The media likes to play off a lot of stuff. And one of the things they like to play off is it's not about them. When it's all about them. The media looks down upon us as fans. They look down upon a guy that's doing videos with his phone. And this goes across the entire media. This is the kind of stuff I deal with from WFAN, just use myself as an example. They look down upon me because I do videos with this little phone, and I have a reaction. Puma is just a long line of people that fans have to contend with, especially here with the Mets. And if you notice, folks, the New York Yankees have done absolutely positively nothing this offseason. They signed former Mets. Nobody bats an eyelash. They signed Ahmed Rosario. Don't say nothing. They signed Ahmed Paul Blackburn. No one bats an eyelash. They even signed Zach Short. Nobody bats an eyelash because they don't like poke the bear. But the Mets fans and a lot of Mets fans are very much thin-skinned. Okay, and they jump on this stuff. Now your host, I'll jump on it, but I'll hit back harder than they've ever been hit. But Mike Puma is a guy that he's very good online, but he got very irritated. He thinks he doesn't need to be told what his job is. That's what it is. See, I work for the New York Post. Who cares? In about 10, 20 years, the New York Post is going to be gone. Who knows what the world's going to be like in 20 years? He's obsolete. The way we get information, the way he puts out the information is obsolete. Simple as that. And it's all the same. Every media guy that covers the Mets, that covers MLB, covers every sports team in this country. They're all the same. They're all cut from the same cloth. They all go to the same schools. They all look down on the regular guy that's sitting in the stands, struggling to get to the game. And they're the ones, of course, complain about the length of the game. They're the ones that brings in the stupid ghost runner. These are the same people that have done nothing but complain about the game for 40 years, okay? And look at all the stuff that they've done, how different the game is now. And they're pushing for more stuff, more nonsense. And they got a commission that's willing to do it. But this is what we have had to deal with for all these years. And it doesn't matter, this has gone on for over 100 years. The media is a horrible, it's just an absolutely horrible, horrible industry. And thank God we all realize that now. I think most people realize that. Now I don't want to be part of the media. I'm outside the media, which gives me a lot of power here. If anyone, I can have guests on, that's one thing. But if I don't have my voice, then you'll know it, believe me. But thank you for watching this video, and of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut 2, and I'll see you later.